It is now my pleasure to introduce our guest speaker, Dr. Hema Wadhwa. Dr. Wadhwa came to the UWA from India to undertake her PhD, which she completed in 2015. An engineering specialist, business developer and project manager, Dr. Wadhwa is experienced in subsea systems engineering and research. An author and co-author of several technical papers, she has presented at local and international conferences and currently mentors students and young engineers. Please welcome Dr. Hema Wadhwa.
Pro-Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, members of Senate, members of executive, graduates, partners, parents and friends, it is my privilege to congratulate you all today. Graduates, the journey that you started 2 or 5 years ago is completing today, by earning your respective degrees at the University of Western Australia. Your smart and hard work has made you eligible to sit in this hall today for your graduation ceremony. Many congratulations to you, your families and friends and teachers who have contributed and have supported you in this journey, which had its own ups and downs. I also had the privilege to graduate twice from the University of Western Australia, the last being PhD degree from the Faculty of Engineering. Graduating from a university like the University of Western Australia is certainly a major milestone that you have achieved. Remember to celebrate it. Some of you may already have plans and arrangements for your future and the next phase of life. Some of you may be still weighing your options. Soon enough, you all will start the next phase of life of working for a company or starting your own adventure. I would also like to take this opportunity to wish you the very best in whatever you choose to do. The skills you have learned at the university have prepared you to solve the problems of your relevant field, and you will learn more as the time comes. But I would also like to say something that contributes significantly to your life, to your career, and everything around us. That is our attitude. From this point onwards, your success in the journey at your job or at your own business will highly be influenced by how you treat others. What is your attitude towards life? You will meet and deal with people who have very different attitude towards life. You will hardly find two people who think very same and have a very similar attitude towards life and towards others. Remember, we all are different and we shall respect each other and their opinions too. My dad had taught me our lives are what we make them. He strongly believed in we are the artists of our own destiny. Without going into much details, I would like to share that if my father didn't have the attitude that he had, I wouldn't have been here. I've come from part of the world where the woman or the girl child were not as fortunate as I have been. I would have been given enough education to become eligible to marry in a rich and a nice family, but that's not what I wanted. I wanted a life of my own, and I wanted to define it myself, lead it myself, and contribute to the society as the men in the society could do. I have it now because my parents had the attitude that they did not have to follow the norms of the society, but think what is the best for their child and for them. The society, of course, now is proud of me as I succeed in my life. I'm married to a man who knows what equality means. He never sits on the couch and waits for me to come home and cook dinner for him, and neither do I. We also have a 6-year-old boy who is a blessing in our life, who has also attended a few business meetings with me. He was 6 weeks when I went to work. That was purely because I didn't want a gap on my CV. I'm telling you all of these, and especially about these two, so you know family and the kids, they are not restriction in your life. They don't stop you from achieving. If anything, they contribute and they inspire you to achieve more, as these two are doing for me. In life, we should be whatever we want. We could be engineers, we could develop our own business, or anything else we like in our life. We should remember one thing, that we are humans. We should never forget the humanity. We must remember to be humble, kind, and respectful at all times. In your journey, you will meet people with different backgrounds, education levels, who may not be as educated as you are with the degrees today, different sex and the race and levels of understanding. Never allow any of those differences to impact your behavior, because your behavior defines you, not others. From the few years of experience and observations I have made on behavior and life, I can tell people with positive energy are much more appreciated. Your skills are very important. Your attitude is even more important. As you will climb up the ladder and grow further, you will see there is a lot more weightage given to your attitude. The time will come when people will know your skills. They will not need to look at your degree anymore, but your attitude will always be measured at all times. If anything makes you happy, use it to energize yourself. And anything that upsets you, any statement from somebody that upsets you, don't let it impact you. We must learn to move on and not let people become hurdles in our life. I call it pause, think, and act. And it really helps me in making my decisions if I should react to a situation or not. A few years ago, I was gifted a book by a friend who went to Kuala Lumpur, and he thought I would like to read a book. And it actually talks about what matters and what doesn't matter. Initially, I did not even touch the book. I think it was almost after a year when I thought, okay, I shall look at this book, what it says, and I absolutely love this book. It talks about how we can define life and how we can actually stay away from the negative energies, the issues that matter and the issues that don't matter. We must control our reactions for the issues that don't matter, because when we react, that defines who we are, that defines our behavior. The book also goes on to explain how to evaluate what matters. And the author very interestingly says, when you get in a situation, think, will it matter to me in a week, in a month, in a year, in 5 years or 10 years? Or will I actually forget this thing in tomorrow when I wake up? And if it is one of the things that you might actually forget when you wake up, then it's not worth fighting for, it's not worth arguing for, and it's not worth losing sleep over for. Anything that is temporary and we might not even remember for a few days is of course not very important. So we shall divert our energies where required based on what matters and how important it is. If you are nervous today about your future, it is okay and it is normal. We all had this, and when we go from one phase to another phase, we all get nervous, and that is actually a positive energy, and we must have it. You have done an excellent job to reach this point. Be very proud of yourself, and I'm sure you'll be heading for a very successful future in the journey. Even though it'll be made of lots of ups and downs, we must accept it's not a smooth journey. We will have ups and we'll have downs. And when we accept it, that's when it becomes perfect, because we know after every down there will be up. From experience, I'll suggest you all to actively participate in relative networking events. We have a degree and it has given us the skills that we needed. But once we tell people what we know is how people know you, and this is how you contribute to the society. Talk to others in your field, know about them and tell them about what you know, and you will soon flourish. It benefits, it brings opportunities, whether directly or indirectly. I would like to conclude this by saying 10 things that I have followed and that I believe in you will add on to the list as you grow. Evaluate what really matters and contributes to your life. Learn to ignore what doesn't matter. Always be respectful. Your job and success doesn't give you the authority to devalue others. Keep a positive attitude, write your own destiny, believe in yourself. Don't let anyone else define who you are. Never hesitate to ask for help. Credit people for your success when they contribute, but never blame them. When we blame others for a failure, we lose the opportunity to learn. Remember to pause, think, and grow. Don't ever limit your vision to yourself. Look at the bigger picture. Always think of the impact of your action on a bigger picture, which is the society. That could also include throwing away a piece of rubbish. Someone else has to come and collect it. So if we are careful and considerate in our actions, that always helps not just us, but our society. Never stop learning. Never, never, never stop learning. The passion for learning is one of the major keys to success. My dad once said, he said, when you stop learning, that's the last day. You should never stop learning. It doesn't have to be earning degrees. It could be anything. But never stop learning. We grow and we live when we learn. Thank you.
I think you will agree that Dr. Hema Wadhwa's address is a fitting introduction to the primary purpose of this ceremony, which is to confer upon graduates degrees of this university in recognition of their academic achievements. My name is Professor John Dell, Executive Dean of the Faculty of Engineering and Mathematical Sciences.